Right, g'day team. Hope you're all well. Just setting up just making sure we're going to see everything on the screen today. Should be good there. Right, let's rock and roll. Let me just take a pew. Good morning, team. Let's rock and roll. G'day, Michael. How are you? Today I just wanted we'll do a workout, obviously. But what we're going to do is we're just going to address a common comment that sort of pops up in the chat from time to time, really around rating. Okay, it's we could sit here and talk all day about rating, but the main one is I see a lot of comments, people going, "I just can't hit the rating." Okay, so I thought today let's address it. Okay, let's figure out why you don't feel like you can rate. Now, there's no black and white number like you should do this rating, right? Everything about rowing is having this standard deviation, and we all fit somewhere along this curve, whether we're very short, not very powerful, or we're big and tall, massive amount of power. Okay, and we all fit somewhere along that curve. Rating's no different. Stroke length's no different. Just all the bits and pieces, they all fit somewhere along a standard deviation curve. And because there is no right or wrong, there is right and wrong in technique. I'll go that far. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out how to help people get further that way. Okay, push you to the right-hand side of the curve. This way, in your case, because you guys are watching me. So that's basically what we want to address today. Okay, so to keep it plain and simple right now in this chat before we start it, is that a lot of issues around rating is people think they need to be very powerful to get the rate. Okay, now that's wrong. It's about movement speed, moving the body, moving with the machine. You know, you always hear me talk about how the machine's trying to get you back that way, right? There's trying to get you that way as fast as you can. So the only thing that's really stopping us from going with the potential rating of the machine is ourselves. Okay, so we have to find a way that's going to help us increase the rating. Okay, and so we talk about the power. We don't need to be super powerful in the stroke. We have to have movement speed. Okay, it's probably one of the key words today is movement speed. So things have to move fast, but they don't necessarily have to move with a huge amount of power. Okay, we can push the legs down and get the body moving relatively quickly. Okay, yes, there is a crossover between getting the amount of power. Otherwise, we can't just like try and zip fast if we're not producing the power. But I think a lot of people find is that to try and get, say, 32, 34, maybe even 36 rating, they feel like they've really got to try and muscle it through the drive, where we actually just got to find speed and then create our momentum around the finish. And to be fair, when you get up to that high rating, it's almost cutting the stroke off before the finish. Okay, so we take the stroke and basically the body's coming through. Okay, we're coming right through here, and about here, we're already thinking about going back that way. Okay, that's really the way the rating goes. And if you watch the power curve, there's nothing being produced by the body around this, on the machine in terms of speed from this point here onwards. Okay, it's bottoming out. Flywheel's not increasing speed. There's no more acceleration. Okay, so what happens is we get caught by getting here. And then we've got to get our body weight out, okay? Whereas if we've got this acceleration through the middle, we engage the core, we use the feet, honestly, use the feet with the strap. So we get to here, and then we're already thinking about doing that movement on the way back, okay? So how do we work into that? We need to practice it, okay? So today we're gonna sit on the machine. I've just put a number up there. We're gonna warm up into it like we'd sort of warm up into some sort of longer pieces. We'll just talk about things along the way. We'll do quite a few building sets, 15, 20 strokes, sort of half a minute, 45-second, 30-second type of things. And we're just going to work our way through the rating, okay? And I'm going to coach you and talk about what I call free speed. And the sort of the exercises are called a builder, where we just build the speed, build, and see what we can get it up to in terms of rating, okay? Now, one thing about today, while we start off, forget about the numbers in your head, okay? Forget about the number in the middle of the screen. We want to see that number up the right-hand corner. We want to look at rating, okay? And we're not only going to try and get to a rating, but we want to try and be then consistent at that rating, okay? We don't want to get to 36, 38 or something like that, and then it comes back down and goes back up and comes back down. We want to find something we can tap along, tap, okay? Because at the end of the day, there's no point in trying to find rating if we're not consistent at the same time. So, as I say, we'll go through, we'll warm up, we'll just build into things. I'll talk about a lot of things. It's not going to be like a super difficult workout. I should rephrase that. Super difficult is in a lot of sets and a lot of bits and pieces. We're going to give the last couple of sets a really good nudge around this sort of 1 minute on, 1 minute off, okay? And that's going to be us putting into practice all the things that we've tried to do in this early part of the session, okay? So that's us. Let's get ready. As I say, we're basically just going to row into this. Okay, so have a stretch now if you normally have a stretch, or else jump on the machine for 2 or 3 minutes and have a stretch or do what you need to. And then we'll just get in together. As I say, we won't set the machine until we've done sort of the bulk of that work at the top, figuring everything out, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so I feel like this will be a good session that can go online. If we nail it and we do get some really good results about it, I think this would be a really good one for other people to see, for you guys to like share away and be like, yeah, look, if you want help with rating, go talk to this guy. He'll sort you out. Okay, so I'm going to finish my coffee. I'll check everyone. One quick one before you start. Do you use average watts or 500 meter splits? I use splits because that's what I've always used in my whole time. It's really up to you as a person. The only thing I find with watts is that it jumps around too much. So with 500 meter split, if you're looking at 2 minute split, sometimes it could go to 158 or 202, right? It's only a small change. When you're using watts, you could be on 200 at one point. Now you're at 225, and now you're at 187. And that's about the same difference as the split, but it looks like such a big number. You're like, oh shit, slowing down. Oh, I'm too fast, slowing down too fast. Whereas 1 or 2 splits in your head is like, that's okay. It's just one stroke. It's not a big deal. And then over time, and that's one thing as well, like with today as well, when we're trying to nail things, once we start looking at splits potentially down in the bottom here, just remember when you make changes or when you increase ratings or something like that, don't be too hung up on the split straight away. And if you make a change, if I call something with technique or whatever, and the splits go slower by a couple of splits, just leave it for 5 or 6 strokes, 10, 15, 20 seconds. Now, if it hasn't made a change, now you've got to make a change. Okay, you don't have to be like one stroke. Oh no, it's changed. Oh, the next stroke has changed. Oh my God, because you're going to bounce back and forward. Okay, it's a gradual trend. The thing with the rowing machine is it's a trend. It's speed over time. Okay, that's what gives us our numbers. So just making 1 or 2 strokes that aren't right on the numbers that you feel like you can achieve, don't change it straight up. Just go, I'll have a look for another 3 or 4 strokes, and then I'll make that decision on what needs to happen after that. Okay, so I just find that split's an easier one because you just don't jump around as much as possible. But as I said before, standard deviation, we're all different. You use what you want. You want to use calories, you want to use split, you want to use watts, by all means. It's up to you, okay? So here we go. Let's rock and roll. Let's get into this. Be fun. Okay. Been thinking about this for the last day or so. I'm going to have to change my bloody foot straps at some stage. Getting a bit ragged. The other thing I'll say as well, before we do this, this is also an opportunity to think about your drag setting. As I've mentioned previously on quite a few other things here and there, drag, very individual, absolutely individual. And at the same time, when you are starting to rate quite high, there's nothing wrong with bringing the drag back down, okay? Because it's all about power per stroke, okay? And as we rate higher, we actually don't really increase the power per stroke as much, okay? It's not big changes. Because obviously power in watts is exponential. And so by dropping the drag down a little bit, you might be able to get the rating, which might free up a few things. And then over time, you can just slowly give it another 1 or 2 points of drag, something like that. Okay, but that's just up to you to have a decide. And we'll talk about it. And even when we get down to this, you might want to do a couple with it a little bit lower, go back to normal for a couple, when we do these 6 1-minute ons. And then you might want to do one of each at the end just to see how it goes. Okay, so let's rock and roll. Oh, it's a long way to reach, Eric. So we're just going to start into this. Okay, so we will row from now until I feel like we're at a point where we're ready to start some of these pieces. Okay, and I'm thinking around that sort of 20-minute mark. Okay, so just lock and load, rock and roll, let's go, warm into it. And as I say, by the end of this warm-up piece, we'll be ready to implement some of the things that we're going to talk about as we go along. Okay, so let's start off just building into it as you normally do. Okay, as I say, I'm always a stickler for just building into the stroke, getting length. Okay, length's another thing that we're going to talk about at speed as well, because at speed, you're not getting right up here at length. You're almost getting up into somewhere like this, okay? And that's something to address. You guys keep rowing. If you see some of the best guys in the world doing sprint pieces, they're probably here, okay? And that's it. That's where you're picking up the power zone, is like right here. We're not going to go that short, but we don't need to be getting right up, shins vertical, okay? Just slightly off will be about the perfect thing when we get up to high rating, okay? So for the first 4 or 5 minutes here, we are literally just warming up the body, looking for our form, just really working on the movements that we're trying to achieve in our stroke, okay? So breaking it down in your head, feeling the relaxation on this recovery. And even now, especially in this warm-up, let's feel in our hands the machine drawing us forward, okay? Loose arms. We've got control, but we're really feeling this machine work for us so that we can be in sync as we get up into that higher rate, okay? So let's just start now to focus on this hang and the push, both feet together. Remember, trying to sit really symmetrical. Both feet together, straight up and down. Getting the hang underneath the armpits, down into the lats. Okay. And we're just going to slowly, over the next 3 or 4 minutes. Just keep pushing the speed down to sort of our training numbers, okay? Numbers that you're working at aerobically around this sort of 20 rate. Okay, feel that push. Engage the core around the finish. Brush the body. Let the hands move away. They draw the body forward. Okay, keep those supple knees. Okay, they're straight, not locked out. Okay, so we've got a natural movement around, and then there's no jerkiness to our recovery. Okay, there's no like just broken down. We want to try and mold it pretty consistent, pretty fluid, continuous motion. Okay. So let's focus now on our sequence through this drive. Okay, we roll into the front, smooth roll away, pressure on the feet, feel this hang, legs drive the body. Okay, remember that. One of the main things too is that when we get up and rate, we really do want to feel like the body's got a whip to it through the stroke. Okay, not disjointed, but if we start going really quick in the body, okay, or we go real fast in the legs, and we don't get the body coming off the leg drive. Probably one of the big reasons why people aren't hitting rates, because you just don't have the combination of the legs and the body coming together, okay? Because as the legs are driving, they're starting to reach max power, the body joins in, boom, okay? We're in a really good spot. Okay, so keep pushing this down. I'm only a couple of splits off my training pace. Probably spend another minute at this, getting onto our numbers. And then we're going to do a series of rate increases. And the focus is going to be on movements rather than just power. We're going to make the numbers happen by movement rather than we are by like, got to make it go, okay? So ingrain this technique now. Keep focused. Long hang. Okay, nice and steady with the body. Okay, so let's free the stroke up. We're going to do about 50 seconds, 45, somewhere between 22 and 24 strokes a minute. Okay, so check out your numbers. Moving in now. So start by freeing up the hands around the back. We'll get quicker on our recovery. That's it. Remember, just everything increases by that 5%. Leg speed. Hands around the back. Okay, now let's get into this metronomic, continuous motion, flow with the machine. Another 5 strokes. Feel the push. 2 more. Okay, take it down. Okay, good. We'll just have 20 seconds odd here to catch our breath. Okay. So, over the next 45 seconds, we should start to build it back to the speed that we were on before we started. Okay, good. Open the mouth. There it is. Okay, nice. So we're going to do exactly the same again. Going to go up to somewhere around 26. Move with our speed. There's going to be a little bit more effort has to come on the drive, but the basic idea: get the flywheel moving with our body speed. Tap it along. Okay, here we go. About another 20 strokes again. Moving in. This way. Now, a little bit of speed, hands around. Big speed. Okay. Good. Now really feel the hang. Recovery speed. Finish in front of the body. Almost feel like we're not touching the body. Good. Another 5 strokes. Smooth. Feel the hang. 2 more. That's it. Okay? Good. So, just in your minds, think about how you were able to get yourself to that 26. Okay? Did you feel like it took 1 stroke, 3 strokes, 5 strokes? Okay? Now, to get the flywheel moving up to that speed, I feel like it's going to take 3 to 5 strokes minimum. Okay? Because we've just got to increase the speed of the flywheel by moving faster. All our movements move quicker. And then once it's there, it's about maintaining. Okay? And that's the one thing with rating as well. It takes a bit to get it there. Once it's there, we're basically just trying to protect the speed that we've created. Okay? Because we can't add any more. We can if we're going for a limited period of time. But the idea is to protect and just maintain what we've managed to produce. Okay, firming it up again. Next 30 seconds. Okay, start to really get back into our groove, get in our form that you're wanting to take through these pieces. This is good. Okay. So the next piece is going to be somewhere around 28 to 30. Be fluid, be open, be relaxed, movement speed. Okay? that's the idea. Yes, we do need to create a bit of power on the legs, but remember, moving all the parts of the stroke quicker is what we need to achieve. Okay, here we go. Starting to build on this one. Now, move the hands, get that flywheel up to speed. Hands around. Feel where the length is comfortable to be able to pick up the rating. Okay? Now just tap it along. I'm on 29. I feel comfortable. Work and rest. 3 more. And down. Okay? Breathe it in. Okay? So, once again, every time, especially in something like today, evaluate it. How do you feel? Okay? Did it feel comfortable? Did it feel like you were like chasing it to get to where you needed to be? Okay, because that's really the situation, is how easily we can move ourselves to get our boat / machine up to the speed, which is our rating speed, okay, and then just maintain. Find an efficient way of breathing into it, tapping it along. Okay, now we're going to start to firm it up again. Okay, so just over the next 30 seconds, you know, every stroke, just add another 2%. Okay, you'll see your numbers get quicker as we firm it up. Now, we're going to start getting up above 30 now. So, in terms of length, just feel where you're comfortably getting to. You guys keep rowing. It might feel like you're about here, okay? Might feel like you're only just getting the handle over top of the bracket there, okay? But that's not super bad, okay? Once we've got the speed going, we've got our movement, obviously this here is bad if we're only just getting to our feet, not ideal. But that much further, I'm not far off vertical, okay? So let's be just mindful to start it off. We're going to get up around sort of 32, 33. And then we're just going to set into that rhythm for 15 strokes, okay? So five, just get it building, 5 or 6, 7, and then around about 15 strokes. Okay, somewhere around sort of 45 seconds. So let's get ready to move. Starting to build. Are you ready? Go. 32. Hands. Hands away. Good. Feel the body. Driven by the legs. Good. Okay, hold this. Hands around the back. 5 more. And take it down. Okay, good. So, even though right now we're puffing and we're panting, the idea is that, especially for shorter periods like this, if we are really feeling tense, to get the rating and to get the speed, we've just got to try and find a way of just being a little bit more relaxed with our muscles. Make sure that they're more in a hang position rather than they are in a tense and tight position, okay? Because at the end of the day, if we have really tight muscles all the time, even on the recovery, we're just not going to allow them to get enough oxygen back in. And even when we're at high rate for 3, 4, 5 minutes, the muscles are still getting enough oxygen to compensate for the lactic acid buildup, okay? But if we're working the muscles too hard, because they're too tense, okay, and that's going to sound stupid because you're like, oh yeah, but I've got to work my muscles hard anyway. I get that, but there's a difference between being super tense and solid all the way than there is work, try and relax, okay? So this next piece, okay, so we'll start to firm now. I'm not going to put a number on the rating, okay? Now what this next one is, so you guys bring your numbers slowly back down over the next sort of 30 seconds. This is called a builder, okay? Now, I'll give you an example while you guys are there. Okay, so just watch me. Building means we just increase. Flywheel's going faster. Faster again. Move. Use the legs, use the body. Okay, now, I got to 36 rate. 35, 36. I felt like if I was going to go any higher, I was going to be out of control. Okay, so in this next one that we do together, build the rating over 15 strokes. Let it come. Okay, add. Okay, not trying to be at all our power after 5. I want you to just let it roll, let it be free, and just move with whatever speed that you can create. I don't care how high your rating goes. I want you to get to a rating, because we're going to do, say, 2 or 3 of these. Just get to a rating where you're like, I can't get it any higher. Okay, hold it for 5 strokes, back off. We'll do it again, make a change, see if you can get a little bit higher the next time, and a little bit higher the time after that. Okay, so firming team. Okay, we've got 20 seconds here. Bringing our numbers back, thinking of the form. So this is a builder. I want every stroke to just add. Okay, so firming, last part. Okay, so ready to build into it. We're going to do around about 15 strokes. Okay, here we go. Moving into it on this one. Now, and accelerate, move around, feel the push, natural length, use the body, push and swing. Okay, breathe into it, relax. And take it down. Okay. Now, how did that feel? Did you feel out of control? Or did you feel like, shit, I just couldn't move quick enough? Okay. That is the situation that's really holding us back, as I said at the start. It's us being able to move quickly. Okay. So we're going to do another couple of those. Think about how that one went. Think about how we can increase that again. Okay? And as you'll notice, I don't have ratings on these here because we're going to give them another couple of goes here, and then we're going to get into this work. We're going to put a range, and then it will allow you to try it again and again, and then hopefully the last 2 or 3 of this, we're going to be at a pretty reasonably high rating, like, and I mean a high rating in terms of like 36, 38 maybe. We're not doing this workout to be absolutely max speed for 500s and bits and pieces. This is more along the lines of, I want to be able to find a rate that I can sit at for a K, 2K, and then back off slightly again for 5, 6K. Okay. 500 meter stuff, you're just throwing in as many strokes as you can. Looks pretty ugly. It's not really my cup of tea in terms of coaching style. Okay, you've just got to be super big and strong. This does have a slight crossover, but not huge. Okay, so let's firm it again. Building. Okay, here we go. Same again. Move with the speed of the flywheel as we create it. Move the hands. See where you can get the rating to, where you can hold the rate and tap it across. Okay, here we go. Firm again. A little bit more. Building into it. On this one. Now, hands. And again, free up and finish. Feel the push. Bodies. Legs. Natural length. And hold. And down. Okay, good. Really good. Okay. I'm going to do one more of those just to get another sense of freedom. Okay. Now we've done 2 of them in our warm-up. We should now have a good idea of how you feel yourself getting that speed, getting that rate. Okay. So we'll give it one more go. Rating doesn't need to be as high as what we've been getting up to there. If you still don't feel like you've got it high enough, keep working for it, okay? But I'm quite comfortable at 39, 38. So I'm just going to back off slightly and feel my rhythm a little bit better, okay? So let's just firm it. This is the last warm-up piece. We'll roll it out and we're going to jump straight into these pieces. Okay? So, firming. Let's get ready to move. Building. Moving in, 15 strokes. On this one. Now, hands around. Flywheel's increasing. Swing. Hang. Push. One more. Nice. Okay. So, really good team. It's been a really good just row through in this warm-up, figuring out how to move, how to keep it free, stepping up through the ratings, okay? finding out the difference between trying to make the machine go by strength and trying to make it go with movement like that. Okay? Slight differences that in the long run, we need to be moving freer ourselves, because at the end of the day, we're the ones holding the machine back. Okay? And that is the basics of it. We are the ones with our technique and our rhythm that are not allowing us to get any rating out of it. Okay? So, drink, wipe yourself off with a towel. Okay? We're going to jump into these 30 seconds on, 1 minute off. Okay? We're going to do 6 of those. We're going to have a break, a couple minutes, then we're going to do 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Okay? So, let's rock and roll. Warm up was just a bit long, but sorry about that, team. We're all good. So, let's jump on. Select workout, new workout, intervals time. Okay, just press the arrow across and take that up to 30. Go back, delete the 1. So we should have set time 30 seconds, rest time 1 minute. I'll leave that flashing. Okay, now, there's no rating. I'm not giving you a rating for any of these. Okay, we're going to basically be doing exactly what we did in the warm-up here on this 30 seconds. Okay, the first one is going to be a little bit mechanical because we start off with no flywheel speed, but then after that, we'll be able to build into it and tap it along. Okay, so before our heart rates come down too far, let's press the check box. Let's get the feet in. Okay, so all I'm going to say is I'd like these to be above 30 rate, because I feel like that's a rating that a lot of people are like, can't get above 32, whatever. Okay, remember, using our movement speeds, I'll just talk about relaxations and movements and bits and pieces to try and get everyone up. But you guys just focus on moving freely to be able to get that rating up. Okay, so here we go. First 30 seconds, sitting at attention. Are you ready? Attention. Go. Build. Build. Hands. Use the body. Okay, this doesn't have to go too high. Be comfortable. We've got 6 pieces to perfect it. Hang. Swing. Feel the rhythm. Okay, good. Okay, feel that one. What was the rating? I sat on 33. Felt very comfortable. Felt like I tapped that along. Okay, it's really good. Next one. Try and move a little bit quicker. Okay, free it up. So we'll get to about 10 seconds to go. If we breathe now, we're not going to be super tired for any of these pieces. Just going to give us enough to be able to keep focused and move on the form that we're trying to find. Okay, 10 seconds. So just firm it slightly. Increase the rating. We've hit the line. Now, hands. Rhythm. Brush the body. Core. Hand speed. Let the body come over. Feel a little bit of pull in the toes. Back onto that slide. Okay, good. So at high rate, as I say, everything is done through the middle of the stroke, okay? We connect, but through here is where it's all done, and then we're pretty much cutting it off from here, okay? We are not adding anything there. Zero, zip, nada, not a bloody chance, okay? But what we can do is get caught, drop the body. Now we've got to try and get forward, okay? So freedom around here and doing this. So easy, so free, okay? So find a comfortable rhythm again, mid-30s. Here we go. Now, hands. Feel the push. Flywheel's pretty much at speed. That's long. Use the body. Hang. Rhythm. Good. Okay, just like that. So keep feeling how you're creating that momentum, okay? Where are the parts of the body that you feel, okay? I always feel it in the core and on my toes, okay? Because at high rate, you finish here, you are going to have that resistance against the foot, and then I relax, let the hands start to draw me, use the core that does this, feet give it a little bit of a pull, and then I right into the front, okay? So find another comfortable zone. This is our fourth one. Here we go. Just build it up. 5 strokes to build. 3, 4, 5, handle speed. Now sit into it. Hang. Use the body. Breathe. Don't be tense. Okay, good. Probably one thing I've neglected to talk about as well is that the whole idea with trying to work and find these rates is to do it so that, let's say we are trying to do a K, okay, and we want to try and rate 32 to 34. The first minute's going to be easy. I say easy. It's going to get progressively more intense as we go through. So in a piece like this, no way, shape or form should we be gritting our teeth now, okay? We want to find how easy, how free-flowing we can be, because the pain is going to catch up with us, okay? It's coming. How long can we withstand it? That's the key, okay? Firm, second to last 30 seconds. Build, and again, let it be free. Flat handle. Okay, breathe into it. Sit back. Okay, find the rhythm. Maintain. Good. Okay, because see how we get to the last 10 to 12 seconds of that? We want to be able to be sitting on that rhythm and just tap it along, okay? We might, I reckon we're ready to go, okay? We'll cut one of those short. I see the time's getting out on us a little bit, okay? But they were a good prelude ready for these 1 minute pieces, okay? So when we get down to, we can actually just press the menu button now, okay? We're gonna have 2 minutes break. I want you to breathe it out now, because what we're gonna do in these 1 minute pieces is you're gonna start off the first one, you're gonna build into it, you're gonna find a comfort zone, and I want you to tap along on that comfort zone. I want you to keep free. I want you to keep it moving. I want it to be loose, because what's going to happen is when we're at a high rate, we've got to stay as loose and relaxed as possible for a long period of time, okay? If we get tense and tight, we're going to get to 30 seconds to go, and we're going to tighten up. We're going to watch our speed slow down, our rating slow down, and we're going to watch our speed slow down, and we're going to be like, holy shit, okay? Whereas what we need to do, and this is the key to you having the ability to rate for a specific period, is that in terms of the body physiology, you got free movement for the first 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, heart rate hasn't caught up yet. Then we've got what we call the middle section. So if we break it into 20-second segments, we get it moving for the first 20. We've got to be very efficient in that middle 20. And then the third quarter, or the third, sorry, I should say, is really just about maintenance, tapping it. Because if we've overcooked ourselves, we're going to get to that final part, and we're going to be, and like, hey, I'll be the first to put up my hand and go, I'm waiting for that clock to tick down. I'm not going to lie. But if you're waiting it to tick down and the speed is slowing and you can't hold your rating, not an enjoyable place to be. Okay, so here we go. Quick drink. 6 1-minute pieces. You know the drill. Let's jump in now. Select workout, new workout, intervals, time. 1 minute's already there. Let's go to the 1 minute off. 1 minute rest period, leave it flashing. Okay, wait for everyone to catch up. 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Okay, I'll give you guys another 15, 20 seconds. Same again. I'd like you to be above 30. That's all I'm going to say. And you've got 6 of them. So let's build into each one. Let's find a rhythm at each one. Evaluate after them. Could I make it a little bit quicker, a little bit smoother? Okay, that's what we want to achieve. Okay, here we go. Check button, pressed. Get our feet in. Now the first one, let's take this as a building one. Okay, like we did in those warm-up pieces. Let's build the speed. Free the hands. Tap it along. Don't worry too much about the rating and your speed. Okay, just keep an eye. Feel yourself, how you feel in terms of your control, and then evaluate all your speeds and stuff after the fact. Okay, so here we go. Do that for the first one. Here we go. Moving in. Are you ready? Attention. Go. Yeah. Okay, I've got my rate. Okay, lengthen out. Breathe. Okay, there's that first part done. Now, feel the rhythm. Work, rest, move the hands. Breathe. Stay loose. Sit back through the stroke. Good. Hold this rhythm. Just work on the movements. 2 more. Good. Okay. Breathe. Don't stop. Okay, so we've learned how to move quickly with speed. Now we're combining that ability to move with being able to maintain and hold. Okay, getting it to a speed, tapping it along. Okay, same again for this one. Middle ground. Find that rating, find that comfortable place just outside of our comfort zone. Okay, here we go. Moving in. Now, hands. Natural length. Finish it off. Let the hands come to us. Okay, keep this moving. Breathe. Good. Now hang with me. Long arms. Push and swing. Keep the hands moving. Ride the speed. Relax the face. 3 more. Good. Okay, really, really good. Yes, these last pieces are going to be killers. Okay, but I've been trying to teach you how to be loose and relaxed, how to generate that movement, and now we're putting it into practice. Plus we've got the fatigue that's building up. So this is how you're going to feel 3/4 of the way through any of your testing pieces, okay? So focus on that. Relaxation, here we go. Building. Now, okay, build it. Take the strokes needed. And speed. Here we are. Now tap it along. With the legs. Speed of legs and body. Breathe. And hang. Lats. Handles. Relax the face. All the way, good. Hold this. Keep moving. 3 more. Good. Okay, nice. So, pretty sure by now you guys have got that feeling of the breakdown. 20-20-20. Okay, get it moving. Sit into the rhythm. Last 20 seconds. When the hell is this going to finish? Okay, but that's where we make the gain. Okay, we've got 3 more. On this one now, I really would like you to just spread up a little bit more. Okay, see if you can just increase the rate, but stay relaxed. Building. Now, Okay. Breathe. Come with me. Good. Move the hands. Then go along. Around the front. Quick speed. Metronome. Good. That's it. Now hold this. Sit back. Breathe. Careful on. Two more. That's it, team. Okay. Really good. Two left. Okay. As you quite know with a lot of my stuff, we're here for consistency. So if you need to, as I said at the start, give that drag a little bit of a jiggy, bring it down, focus on movement rather than what the numbers are on the screen, okay? I'm basically not even caring about my numbers. I'm looking about myself and checking my rate, okay? Consistency, breathe it in, here we go. Move the hands. Remember that speed. Loose. I'm on 36. Natural length. Okay, hang into it. Brush the body. Relax the face. Five more strokes. There was a humdinger. Okay. Right. Last one, team. It's been a glorious day. Okay. I'm hoping you've learned something new. Something to take away. Now this is going to be difficult. In your head, break it down. Get it moving. First 15 seconds. Tap it along, second 15. Sit with me and focus in that third quarter. Let's hold it to the line. I'll talk you through it. You come with me. We're doing this together. Now, hands around the back. Natural length. Breathe. Open the mouth. Suck it in now. Good. Body weight. Push and swing. Hold. Good. Hold the rhythm. Hang. Sit back. Good. Maintain. No tension. Open the mouth. Good, don't stop. Okay, don't stop. Whatever we do. You can leave the hand alone if you want. You move up and down. But we need to suck in this oxygen. Okay? If we keep moving now, trust me, in 3 minutes time, you'll feel at least 200% better than what you are right now. Okay? At any point, just press the menu button. It's going to save that into our memory. Okay? And now, let's just roll with the machine. Okay? Feel floppy arms, machine drawing us forward, and just really get some big breaths in. Like I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. Okay, and that's the thing, that workout there, guys, was tough, only because we did a whole lot of things pushing our comfort zone. Okay, and when I said in that second to last piece to be comfortable just outside your comfort zone, that's what we wanted to try and find today. Okay, was that high rating stuff is uncomfortable, but we're trying to find a way to make it manageable / comfortable. Okay, now if when we're doing pieces, if you're uncomfortable, and let's say you're doing a 1K, if you're uncomfortable after 30 seconds, that's not pretty. Okay, now if you get through that first minute, you're like, this is pretty good. Okay, I'm working hard. Then you get to that halfway mark and you're like, yep, now it's starting to really kick in. If you're working on this freedom and this rhythm, it's going to take you through to that last quarter, 250 meters to go, less than a minute. Okay, if you can get to that in good shape without being shortening up, I'm all tense, my face is collapsing in with pain. You can get to that period without that sort of happening. You've only got 35 strokes to go. It's like, yeah, boy, let's go. You know, and you can wind it to the line. You watch the numbers tick down. Now you're at 200. Now you're at 150. Now you're at 100. I don't care what it looks like the last 100 meters. I'll tell you that right now. Do not care. Because the whole idea with that shorter period is to completely empty the tank. Okay, but it's getting to that point where you can empty the tank. Because if you're hemorrhaging through the middle, and then you're expecting to bring it home in the last minute, and you've dropped 4 splits, say through the middle half of the piece, because you went up to 2 minutes and 4 seconds for the middle part, there is no way that you're going to bring it home in less than 1:52 over the last minute. Okay, and so this is the whole thing, especially on the rowing machine, is learning that consistency plays a massive role in outcome. Okay, huge. Okay, if you're consistent, maintaining a speed, okay, throughout that period of time, it allows you to know, and if you use projected split or projected time, you're like, I'm on here, this is me, we're good, that's real good. Okay, but the moment you're not relaxed, too much tension comes in, the rating drops down, you're in trouble. Okay, so today was about finding some speed if you're not used to being up in that level of rate, okay? And the good thing about it, we've probably done enough, you guys can just chill now. The one thing about being up at that level is that you're probably not going to hold that rating for a 1K, okay? Like if you're up around that sort of, if you were hitting 36 sort of around as your max in a lot of those building pieces, I'd say 33, maybe 34 would be a lovely, really good platform to start with that sort of distance, okay? 2K stuff, yeah, maybe you could hold that, but maybe it needs to be just down a fraction as well, like 32, somewhere like that, okay? But as I say, you've got to go beyond what you think's capable so that you can wind it back and find that red line, okay? We've all seen the rev limiter on a car, right? And there's a red line. There's more over the red line, but if your car spends too much time in that red line, it ain't going to be happy. It's going to overheat and crap out, okay? Human body's no different. Where is our red line? Training, like what we do, pushes our red line further and further across. And then when we do pieces or we go for a personal best, we sit at that red line, okay? And we can, if we teeter over it too far, when it's going to come back, we're not going to have the gas to be able to go over. Now, if we sit just below it, which is sort of what we started doing in the first few of these 1 minutes, when we need to go, you know what, it's time to send it, boom, we can go that way, but there's only a very short period of time, okay? And but over time, we have to figure out where that is. How easy is it to maintain? You know, it's a complex understanding of our body, but I really felt like we just need to, there's a lot of people out there that I think struggle with the comprehension of what rating actually is. Okay, it's not all about the power that you produce. Yes, that is a big part of it, okay, but it's not the major part. The major part is the relaxation of our cells. It's our cells limiting our speed of movement, the ability to get back over and let the machine run forward for us. Pick up the front and just keep this momentum and this pendulum rhythm going, because if we manage to do that, we can maintain speed and rating for periods of time that otherwise would have a low rating trying to produce a high power, and that can sometimes be a detriment, okay? And I've said it on here before, and probably should get some more graphs up on the board, you know, like if you want low rating, got to have high power. Okay, you can have medium rating, medium power, and you'll probably go either just as fast or you might go quicker. Okay, and then there's the other side of it where you can have a little bit less power, slightly higher rating, and that's very similar, maybe even higher. Okay, and this is why all of these here are the standard deviation: low power, high power. Okay, low rate, high rate. Okay, now ultimately, the best one to be able to do is high rate, high power. Really haven't seen too many people being able to do that. Okay, I was probably 3/4 power and 3/4 rate, and I went bloody fast. Okay, but that was for specific types of things. Okay, high rate, high power for a minute, absolutely. 500, yep. Marathon stuff, now you're in the middle. You know, medium rating or even less. Medium power, tapping it along, just keeping it rolling along. Okay, that's if you're going. That's if you're trying to be the best at it. Okay, just going to say. Right, I'm going to see the pain and suffering in the chat. See if there is any. You guys are probably still like struggling away. Marcus, thanks for this cool workout. Yeah, hey, look, it's something different. Normally we jump on here and it's just like, hey, we're going to do some intervals, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Okay, but today I was just thinking that I feel like over the next period, you know, we're going to be here just about every week. We should start to address some things that can help other people out. Okay, so at the same time as doing a workout, like I am incredibly sweaty. This is off the chain. That we can help other people and even help yourselves. Okay, just a refresher on maybe there's something that you get out of this Maybe there's something you get out of the session that you're like, actually, when I go away to do some pieces next week, I'm going to remember what Eric was saying about, just tap it along, move the speed. I remember the feeling I got in the third of the minutes when I was struggling, a bit fatigued. I'll think about that again. Okay, and that's the whole thing, is really just getting an understanding, because that's what we're trying to do. Frederick, really learned a lot. Awesome. Ninja, just joined, definitely one the plan to rewatch and complete. Yeah, so I felt like the building side of it, we used to do a lot of it, and I'll try and keep this as paraphrasing short as I can. We used to do a lot of it on the water, because obviously on the water you've got to move a boat. There was 4 of us in the boat at the time, and even when Hamish and I did it in the pier, got to get the boat up to speed. Okay, now you don't have to do that by just smashing it and getting all the power and then getting the boat up. Okay, you just want to move it along. You know, have you ever, this is no different. You know, you put a bicycle wheel up, put a bicycle on its seat and its handlebars, and you spin the wheel and you spin the wheel, spin the wheel and you spin it. Okay, the wheel gets faster and faster and faster to a point where you cannot get it with your hand speed to be quick enough to hold that acceleration. You can tap it and tap it and tap it. This is no similar. You get the speed, the flywheel to a speed where it's very, very, very difficult to make it go faster, okay? But you can maintain what you've got, and you tap it and you just keep it going, tick it over, tick it over, tick it over, okay? And the only way it's going to slow down is for you to slow down, okay? And that's where your fitness and everything comes in, but also your relaxation. You get tight, it loses 15 RPMs, does it again the next stroke, okay? Now you've lost 100 RPM over 5 or 6 strokes. There's a split, okay? And it's no different. That's exactly how it works. Thank you, Marcus. Enjoyed it. Shortening the stroke was a key to get it faster for me, Marcus. Yeah, like my thing's a little bit out of sync, but I think even if I was to rewatch it, I sort of feel like just in my head, I'm getting to about there at that high rating, okay? And that's not far off, okay? I feel like people think that they've got to keep getting right out to their length, you know, right up into here or wherever your length is at high rating, okay? You don't have time. You just got no time, okay? Now, we don't want to be like this. This is where, if you were doing a 500-meter sprint and you were getting any further over than this, I'd be disappointed, because this is the power zone. That there, if you watch when you do the force curve, right, about here is maximum power when the body's starting to come in. So why would you go way up there to try and produce it when all you're doing is just, you're lifting everything into it like here, okay? And you've got, as I said before, power versus stroke rate, 500 meters, your stroke rate's going to be plus 40 and your power is as high as you can go. And that's the only way to get it, okay? But it's all relative at the same time for distance over time, blah, blah, blah. Because if you're going to do, like, say, a 6K, you don't want to be super short. You will still want to try and get out there further. But anything shorter than that sort of 8 minutes, 2K below, finding the right place to go to is ideal, because if you start getting too compressed, you're actually just moving too far, and the muscles get over, and then they can be a bit sluggish in this first part, and then you start to feel like you're slowing down, where there's just this prime spot where you're just like getting in here and you're just tapping it away. It's just like right here, boof, go, okay? And hey, everyone, what does it come down to? Practice. That's why we're here, okay? Right, awesome work, team. I think that's everything. Everyone's catching their breath. I'm going to get a mop. Got to clean up the joint. Thanks for sticking around. I know it's been a little bit long, and I apologise for that. I just lot to explain, trying to get it in there. I think hopefully it's been worthwhile. We've still did some really, really good work at the same time. And so awesome, team. Share it with your friends. Anyone that you know that doesn't know how to rate high, chuck it in there. Go share it on the Concept 2 page, wherever you want to share it. But yeah, hey, we're here. Keep an eye out on the Asensei Facebook page. Send me a DM in my Instagram, whatever. If there's things that you'd like to be addressed or work on, I feel like we should go through a series of just teaching style, but at the same time practical, so that we're working at the same time as teaching. Okay, just like today. So, well done, team. Fantastic job. Remember, go get vaccinated, go get your booster, social distance, wear a mask, do what needs to be done. Okay, follow the instructions of the people that know what they're talking about, and let's keep trucking along. Okay, so from me and the Asensei team, thank you very much for joining today, and we will see you guys here bright and earlier time next week, ready to rock and roll again. Okay, awesome work. Peace out, team. Thank you very much. Whew. What a day. Great day. Great day for the YouTube channel. See you later, team.